Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we are back talking about one of my favorite franchises of all time, Harry Potter. Guys, we got our first brand new look at the boy who lived, the new boy who lived, Dominic McLaughlin as Harry Potter. So they started shooting yesterday. Well, I'm sure they've been shooting on and off for a while, is my speculation, but I guess this is kind of the first public official day of production, or at least that's what they want us to believe, even though I think they've been shooting for a while. But anyways, guys, there's an article in Variety that's going to kind of break down the release window and all sorts of stuff that I wanted to talk about. On this channel, if you're new here, we talk about movies, Marvel, DC, other types of movies. I'm a filmmaker myself. I'm writing a feature film script. I live in this world. Harry Potter is one of the biggest things in my life. I love Harry Potter, and I'm excited for this show. I think adaptation is always good. I've always wanted this to be a show. Did I think it was going to happen 14, 15 years after the last movie? No. I thought I was going to be in like my 50s by the time we got a new Harry Potter. I thought I was going to be in like my 50s. I did not expect it to happen so soon, but I welcome it with opening arms. If you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get into the article. Let's read it, and I'll give you my thoughts. And we also have some Hagrid. Obviously, you see that other article there. We will talk about both Hagrid and Harry because we see them both. Let's check out this article. It says, Harry Potter First Look. The new boy wizard debuts as HBO series begins filming. Sets 2027 release date. By Alex Rittman and Elise Schaefer. Hogwarts has reopened for a new term. HBO's Harry Potter series, the long-awaited and much hyped return to J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World, has officially started production at Warner Brothers Studios Leavesden in the UK. Almost 14 years to the day that Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 concluded Harry's journey on the big screen. The show has also revealed the first look at Dominic McLaughlin as Harry Potter, smiling in costume with the character's signature round glasses and school uniform. McLaughlin is joined by Arabella Stanton as Hermione Granger and Alistair Stout as Ron Weasley. The young trio were selected from more than 30,000 actors who auditioned in casting last fall. It was actually during the summer. I think last summer is when the casting call went out, but it's okay. Because I remember I saw it on my phone. But anyways, new casting announced on Monday includes Roy Wilmont as Neville Longbottom, Amos Kitson as Dudley Dursley, Louise Beerley as Madame Madame Hooch, and Anton Lesser as Garrick Ollivander. The series has been confirmed to debut in 2027 on HBO and HBO Max, where available. Led by showrunner Francesca Gardner and director Mark Mylod of Succession, HBO's new take on the beloved book-turned-movie franchise will follow the young Potter as he discovers he's a wizard, leaves his Muggle family behind, and sets off to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Along the way, he befriends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger and battles Lord Voldemort. And there he is. Ooh, I'm excited. Let's finish the article, and then I will give you a deep dive onto these images. And I will break down everything in these images because I can tell you exactly what's happening. Pretty much all. I can break down everything for you from a filmmaking perspective. I'll let you know what's going on. Even in the background, I can tell you what's up. Elsewhere, John Lithgow will play Albus Dumbledore. Blah blah blah. I'm so excited I can't even speak. Janet McTeer as Minerva McGonagall, and Papa Asidu is Severus Snape, and Nick Frost is Rubeus Hagrid. Other names include, obviously, Molly Weasley, Locke Pratt is Draco Malfoy. We'll talk about these castings in another video. I have been a little busy, so I have not been able to update you guys on all of the casting, but there's a bunch of casting that's been going on. Each of the 7 Harry Potter books will make up an entire season. Variety understands that shooting on season 1 is expected to last until spring of 2026. That's insane. That's crazy, but I think there's a theory, so I'll let you know why. With season 2 then going into production after a short break. Newly announced department heads joining the costume designer Holly Waddington include Ardiano. So Holly Waddington did the costume for Poor Things, and Adriano Goldman directed or was a cinematographer, the person that like shoots the thing. He recently did The Crown on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. So yeah, and Mark Malad and VFX supervisor and VFX artists and all sorts. I'm excited. Bunch of big names that have done a lot of cool stuff. The series is written and executive produced by Gardner. Mylod will executive produce and direct multiple episodes, which is being made by HBO in association with Bronnet Films, TV, Warner Brothers Television. The series is executive produced by Rowling, Neil Blair, and Ruth Kenny Letts of Bronte Films, TV, and David Heyman of Heyday Films. Now, the big thing, this is the big name right here. David Heyman, if you guys don't know who that is, of Heyday Films, he's basically the producer that got Chris Columbus, and he's the producer on the films, right? He's the one, sorry, he's the one that kind of got the ball rolling on the entire film franchise. So he's still involved with the Harry Potter. So like that's huge. Like if he the moment I heard he was involved, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. So it looks like on the left here, we got Neville, which is cool. He looks like a Neville. And then Dudley, that looks like a perfect Dudley to me. And then we have Madam Hooch. She looks perfect for Madam Hooch. She's got kind of like wild. I don't know if they're going to keep this hair. Obviously, these are just stills from different projects or actors' headshots. And then this is Ollivander. So cool. He looks like Ollivander. So I'm excited. So that is the article on that. So guys, check this out. Let's go to it. Harry. This is our Harry and our Hagrid right here, guys. I mean, this is. It almost feels it's funny too because I'll be honest with you. Um I saw the stuff and it's like it's almost it's like you're slipping into an alternate reality almost, right? That's how I feel with this movie or with this TV show. It's almost like we slipped into it's like I got to experience the movies, but then you slide into an alternate reality where you're experiencing this version, and I think that's how it's going to feel the entire time. We got Harry Potter here, Dominic McLaughlin holding the slate. So what the slate is the clapper board, or what we call in the industry the slate. It basically helps you sync up audio and video. What so we get the title here, Harry Potter, and then this little box here, it has the episode. So the episode number, which is 101, which is season 1, episode 1. Scene 1. This is the first scene. And then it's the slate here in the middle box. Obviously, this is the episode, which is 101. And then the take number, I'm sorry, the scene number is right here. And then in the next box is the take number, basically what take they're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 85, 67, however many takes that they do. Then down here, we have the roll number, which is A001. That basically just corresponds to the card nowadays. It used to correspond to like the roll of film that you put in the actual film camera, but nowadays we just use cards. So this is card A, roll 1. And then once you fill up the card, then you hand it off to your DIT and they offload the card, and then they give you, or this is probably camera A. Is this camera A? Either way, but it's roll. I'm surprised they don't have the camera. Usually you have the camera designated on here. That may be what the A is for. Maybe it's A cam, because then it tells you what card goes to what. So A001 is camera A. 001 would be the first card, and then 002, so on and so forth. But the A points you back to what camera. I don't know if they're doing that or not, but and then 18 millimeter is the focal length that they're using for the shot, which is a pretty wide angle. It's a pretty wide lens. It's like a mid lens. It's not super wide, right? It's not like a 12 millimeter, but it's not like a 35 or anything. It's kind of somewhere in between there. And then we obviously have the date down here. We have the director, Mark Mylod, who obviously I read in the article, has done work on Succession, and then the DP, who is also, like I said, I did some research, and he shot stuff like The Crown. Very capable DP. Very excited. And then in the background, you have two things on the right side here. You have which are lights basically. These are big, powerful lights. It looks like there's one behind him, there's three behind him in a row here, and they are shooting into a bleached. There's unbleached and bleached muslin or some type of fabric usually. Either it's a silk or like a magic cloth. This might be magic cloth. It's basically just different diffusion material, and what I mean by that is you have these big lights that shoot hard light, right? If you think of like a flashlight or something, the difference between hard and soft light, right? So basically, all of these lights are blasting through this diffusion fabric, and then whatever's on the other side of it is what they're lighting, basically. Or there's a thing called a book light, which basically means you would shoot the light, you would bounce the light off of the fabric, and then you put another piece of fabric on the other side of the lights, so it's two bounces. So you bounce once and then you bounce again, and so it's double diffused, right? So it goes one way and then goes the other way. Um, and they're just shooting. So that's kind of the lighting breakdown, or kind of what's happening in the background here. His costume, I think it's very different. I'm not a fan. The tie is whatever. I like the old tie. I think the costumes are going to be the biggest, not the biggest gripe for me, but it's just interesting. Like we get a little tidbit of the style, right? But we don't have the full thing, so it's really hard to see. And it'll be interesting to see it in motion. It'll be interesting to see it in a trailer. Um, we're probably going to be getting like some sort of behind the scenes thing, I would assume, this year, right? They'll be well into production. September 1st is the day, back to Hogwarts Day. So I'm going to assume that we'll get some sort of maybe a little teaser behind the scenes video. That could possibly be a thing. But I'm a fan of the older tie, right? The stark yellow and gold. There's a little bit of gold on here, but it's not like, it's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, I don't know. I like the other stuff. I do like the idea here of the maroon sweater that they have. That's kind of cool. So like all the houses are gonna have their different sweaters that look like that. That's cool. That's cool. I'm excited. Harry Potter. He looks like Harry Potter. The scar um, looks very. It's a lightning bolt, but it looks very um, abstract, right? It's like the movies. The movies were like straight lightning bolt, where this looks a little bit more organic, which is kind of cool. And this scar also looks like it's been on his forehead for a decade plus, right? 11 years, whereas Harry Potter's always kind of looked a little fresh. And Daniel Radcliffe's always looked a little fresh. And the hair is messy. Obviously, I have long hair right now too, so my hair can get just like that. So I feel him. On to Hagrid. I think he looks good. I think the casting is a great casting. My only issue is like, and I'm sure he's going to do great. Um, the coat doesn't look worn, like it looks fresh. It looks brand new. Whereas Robbie Coltrane's version looked like an old, ratty, shabby coat. This thing looks brand new. That's kind of my only. The costume looks brand new, and I think that's just the way that we make things now. Um, People want to look pretty. People want to look good. We don't duress anything or distress anything anymore. Um, and it seems like we seem like we don't do that anymore. Everything has to be pristine and new, and I don't really understand that. It doesn't give things character. He looks like he just bought that yesterday. Um, I also think Hagrid's going to be a tough one. I can accept the kids because the kids were the kids, but the adult casts I think are going to be difficult for me to accept and to wrap my mind around, because I think the adult cast was perfect. Um, the kids, you can kind of just like, I feel like you can put anybody in those roles. Not anybody. Obviously, I love the original cast, but what I mean is, it's a little more accepting, right? Like this kid could probably act really well, right? You got to think about it. He made it 30,000 kids. That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. Um, I mean, that's more kids than I mean, I can't even imagine. What does that even? I can't even imagine 30,000 people. But this guy made it out of everybody, so he's got to be special, right? If he beat 30,000 kids, that means that means something, in my opinion. Another thing that's different with Nick Frost's Hagrid is his face shape is longer than Robbie Coltrane's, and I think that that is what's throwing me off. Robbie Coltrane had a bit of a rounder face, um, and so the hair and the beard sat differently, and I just don't think you can beat Robbie. I think Nick is going to come close, and Nick will do something fun, and Nick will be a fun Hagrid, and we're going to get to spend more time with him, and I'm sure he'll do a really good job. I think everybody in this cast is going to do a really good job, but there are just the adult roles. It's going to be tough for me to like fully buy into it. Also, too, and I'm not like we grew up on the originals, so there was a suspension of disbelief there, right? Like you when you're a kid, you believe in the magic more than you do as an adult, right? Like I can see behind, like the costume, like that wouldn't have bothered me when I was a kid. So they're just things are just different now that you're an adult. You see things in a different light. But um, overall, I'm excited to be getting this show. I'm excited to be getting this news. Uh, Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about this? Are you excited for this, or are you just like completely writing this off? I understand both viewpoints, right? I get it. Do I think this came too early? Yeah, I do. But I welcome it because it's 10 years, 10 more years of Harry Potter, and I'm not going to say no. And they're shooting back to back. So that could be good. 2027 makes sense to me. They're shooting until spring of 2026, which blows my mind. The reason why I think they're doing that is because they are still actively building sets. I think that they kicked off, they went into production, they wrote the scripts. They're probably still writing, to be honest. Um, because the writing machine is probably just going because they're going to want to, and they need to move fast because these kids are going to grow up. I mean, I know they said that they have a break in between one and two, but I don't really know that might be like, okay, you get 2 months off or you get 3 months off and then we got to get right back into it, that could be. But let me know in the comments down below. What did you think? Please like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We are going to be following this series up until it releases in 2027. So, man, I cannot wait. And yeah, it'll be interesting. Do they use the theme music? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Are they going to use the theme? I'm going to assume that they will, because that's kind of iconic, right? All right, guys. Take care. Enjoy, and may the magic be with you. That's a weird saying, but I'll say it anyways. Let the magic be with you, and Harry Potter's coming our way, guys. We just gotta wait a couple years. All right. Peace.